Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jenny will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger, helping you whip your business into shape. Today, I have two fantastic guests. I am really excited about this because one of the things, surprisingly, that we very rarely talk about on this podcast is compensation plans, which is kind of really important because that's part of the reason we got into this industry is we wanted to be able to make another stream of income, how we get paid. And so I have been introduced to one of the top compensation plan designers in the entire industry. And he's brought along somebody who he's working with right now to talk about compensation plan development. So let me introduce you to Jeff Jordan and Colton Anson. So for over 30 years, Jeff Jordan has been an integral part of the direct sales and network marketing industry. Jeff has served as a successful distributor, corporate executive, and a consultant. He's consulted with over 300 direct sales and MLM companies, helping them to grow their business to a successful enterprise. Jeff has written dozens of compensation plans over the years and designed all of them with a fairness to both distributors and the companies, which is, I just think is great right there. So he started in the industry as an independent distributor, which is, I want you guys to hear that again, as an independent distributor. So he's been in the field and within a few months achieved top ranks. After a successful run as a top distributor, Jeff joined the top network marketing training company, Millionaires in Motion, as a VP of sales and later became executive VP. He has built many network marketing organizations and has gone on to become a top consultant, specializing in sales, top distributor recruitment programs, as well as a compensation plan and training programs. And now he is here to help discuss compensation plans in general and one in particular. But before we do that, let me introduce you to Colton. Colton Anson is an integral part of the business development team for Euphoric and is joining us today to share his experience of being part of the compensation plan development at that company. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right. So let's get started with the conversation. Jeff, let's talk about compensation plans because this is an area where I think a lot of distributors don't really necessarily pay attention to how a comp plan works or all of that. So how did you get into compensation plan development over the years?
Well, thanks, Jenny. I've always had kind of an interest in compensation and compensation plans. And when I've built in the field and built some large organizations, and I've been 35 years full-time in the direct selling industry. Mm-hmm. And I raised my kids here. You know, our life is here, our lifestyle's here. And the thing I was always known for as a distributor was the guy who had the plan figured out. Like I could tell the people in my downline or other people in the company exactly what you needed to do to maximize the plan. As I'd go look at them. I'm kind of a numbers guy in that way or in that sense. And so as I started to study and understand comp plans, and then many years ago, 25 plus years, went to work in a consulting firm where we wrote comp plans and did that for a few years, I really started to understand the dynamics behind comp plan and what it's about.
Right.
There's a couple things everybody asks when they talk about comp plans. Probably one of the first is, why does it have to be so complicated?
Yes.
Right? And, the thing I always tell people, Jenny, is I always say, look, if you only want to pay one or two people, we can do a simple comp plan. But if you want to pay multiple people, in other words, people come into the business and they all grow their business in different ways. Some people are recruiters, some people are managers, some people are trainers, other people are coaches. I can keep going. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just a few of the examples. If you want to pay everybody well, who's going to work the business in a different way or come from a different perspective or have a different background, you have to have lots of different elements of the comp plan. And the one thing that everybody, it seems like, oftentimes forgets, especially with the style of comp plan we're going to talk about today, is how to pay new people well, because they're the basis of how the business works. When you go out and recruit new people, if they can't see a path to income pretty quickly, and then once they visualize or see that path, then they've also got to be able to start to see that happen, to start monetizing that and start getting paid a check.
Yeah.
So those are important things to look at when you look at comp plan design. There's one more thing I'll tell you. If I have 100 clients come to me and I ask all 100 of them this simple question, what do you think is the purpose of a comp plan? 95 to 98% of them will answer, oh, it's the way you pay people. It's how we're going to pay our people. That's how the distributors earn their income. Some answer like that.
Right.
And I always say that's a secondary thing that the comp plan does, but it's not the primary thing. The primary purpose of a comp plan is to drive the desired behavior. And this is really important. This is why people say, why are there so many hoops to jump through? Well, those hoops create behavior, and then the reward comes with the behavior. And so it's really important to have these different elements going on in the design of a comp plan to help it be successful. Now, you mentioned in my bio that I'm a distributor background, and I am. I love the field. I love being a distributor. I love working in the field. And every time I've worked consulting, I always come from the perspective of having a distributor hat on, because that's the part I like. And so when I say drive the desired behavior, you'll notice I didn't say get the company's behavior correctly driven. This is important for distributors, and it's important when you build an organization that you understand what it is your distributors need to do to get to the next level and the next level and the next level after that.
Yeah.
So I can, as you can tell, I could probably keep going for hours on this topic, but that's kind of in overview, that's kind of what comp plan design is all about. And a lot of people miss that. They think it's all about numbers and charts, and it's really not. It's really about helping people get into a business and find success in that business.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I used to focus on with my team, which is how we got to number one in the world in recruiting, in group recruiting, was helping them understand what each different part of the compensation plan that I was a part of when I was active in the industry previously was to understand, why do you think that the company would be paying us to do this? Like, I wanted them to understand what is in it for us to do for this, right? So the behavior that you talked about, it's a behavior for us. It's not about the company, because ultimately, if we're not successful, the company doesn't matter, because the company's going to go out of business if we are not successful, right? So it was helping them to understand what was in it for them. So looking at your compensation plan with the, okay, what is it that I'm going to get out of doing or learning in order to earn that reward, whatever it is, whether it's a bonus or, part of the basic compensation plan, whatever, is to look at it from that perspective. So already I hope that the Badass Crew is taking notes and going, oh yeah, that's a good thing for me to know for sure, right? Is to be able to have that understanding there. So
Yeah.
The next part is then, of course, I brought on and also introduced Colton then in this conversation, because he's part of the Euphoric company, which a lot of the listeners are probably going, I've never heard of that, right? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So how did you get introduced, Jeff, for helping Euphoric to build their compensation plan. Where did that introduction come in, and how did you get brought in order to do that?
Well, mostly that happened like it always happens, some referral. In this case, the software company that they were using, they were struggling with the design of their comp plan, and they said, why don't you talk to Jeff? And so most of my business in comp plan design comes from software companies, attorneys, other professionals in the industry who are helping companies be successful.
That's awesome. I love that. And Colton, so hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah. And how did you get involved on the Euphoric compensation plan discussion and development?
Well, I know Rick Anson. He's my father,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the founder of Euphoric as well as product development president.
Yeah.
So I've been a young entrepreneur. I'm 18, been having my entrepreneurial journey since 15. And I've always had my head in business, and, I want to help out the family. And my dad introduced me to this opportunity. And I started speaking with Jeff, and he really is the master of comp plans. And that is why I'm here. He has made it easy for new entrepreneurs and new people in the industry to get started, to make money, and to grow a legit business.
Yeah. And I think that's really, I want to point out, first of all, y'all, 18 years old. How many of us wish we had found out about our company when we were 18 years old and could have started that early, right? Hallelujah.
Sign me up.
Right. And so you came in really to kind of help provide the perspective of, what is the benefit for a new person, right?
Exactly. That's correct. And I also came in with the intent to share it with younger kids or people that are new to the industry, because people are lost right now, especially in my age, and bringing them opportunity is something I really want to do, something I want to be a part of, and just create a movement in the industry.
Well, and I think that's great, because one of the things that I know, the company that I was previously working with, 7, almost 8 years ago, was we were talking about this back in 2015, 2016, 2017, was how to get a younger audience, how to get a younger distributorship going. Because, back then, network marketing was seen as, oh, that's something our mom does. That's something my aunt does. That's something, that's something the older people do. And the young people who came in, it was fascinating, because the younger ones who did come in were killing it, because they understood social media. They understood the influencer way of being and showing everything. And then they were developing conversations from that. So I think having you as a part of this from the get-go to show, look, if I can do it at 18 and I'm learning it just like you guys are, because I didn't know it before, right? This is your first experience in network marketing specifically, correct?
I've been a part of one other company.
Okay.
And it was all right, but nowhere near the comp plan. I just felt like I wasn't getting paid for the work I was doing.
Yeah, that can be really hard, right? Is finding the right plan, the right product, right, for people. So can you tell us a little bit, just in case people haven't listened to the episode with Rick yet, give us a quick overview of some of the products that Euphoric has, just in case people are wondering, what is this? What does it cover?
Yeah, for sure. So before I get into that, I've been taking these products my whole life. As I said, Rick Anson is the product development president. And that is also why I so strongly believe in this company. So my favorite division is the weight loss division. We have weight loss caramels, clinically proven. They have so many benefits, and it is just such a big market that we can all get into. And it's not just for the weight loss. It is also for heart health and everything that comes alike. We have a nootropic line for performance and enhancing your cognitive ability. And we also have one of the best CBD lines in the world, as well as Delta 9.
Exactly. And for people who don't understand, Delta 9 is THC-ish.
Yeah, a legal variation of THC.
Okay, perfect. Great. Because I was like, I don't know, I feel like it's THC. Yeah, but now I'm glad to know, because I'm learning right along with you on this. So that's fantastic. So you've literally been taking a lot of these products already throughout the course of your life, because your dad's been formulating this type of stuff for a long time.
Exactly. The CBD, the weight loss products, and everything.
Oh, awesome. And I've had a chance to try some of them. And let me tell you, I love them. I myself have had a great experience with the products that I've gotten the opportunity to try so far. So it's been fantastic. So, all right. So let's dig back into, so now the comp plan for Euphoric specifically. So how did you guys come to the decision to put out the kind of comp plan that you did? So Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about the basic structure of what this comp plan is, and why this version is opposed to all the other different options that are out there?
Sure, be happy to. One of the things we do with our clients is we start every project with probably a 90-minute Zoom. And in that, we get all the details of their business and their products and their margins and what kind of experience they've had in the industry. Are there distributors that are going to be coming? What kind of comp plans are they used to? What age are we going to? I mean, it just goes through all the details of everything. Okay.
Wow.
And then we talk about, okay, here's a couple of variations. Here's the way you might want to go. Here's what our thoughts are. And with this one, I'll start out by saying this is a binary compensation plan. And if you're listening, no matter what you think of a binary, right? Whether you're in love with it or whether you say or you're sworn off and say I'll never work. And it doesn't matter what comp plan I could name 5 or 6 different styles of comp plan. There'll be listeners who say, I'm all in, and listeners who say, I want nothing to do with it, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so, but just continue to listen, because this is a unique binary where we've done some unique things. We've fixed, binaries have a unique advantage in the marketplace, but they have some disadvantages. And we believe we've fixed the disadvantages.
Ooh, okay. So tell me more about that, because the disadvantages are probably where people who are swearing off the binary, what turned them off against the binary would be my assumption. So what is it that you guys are doing differently at Euphoric with that binary comp plan? Wait, before we even get that far, can we explain binary comp plan? Because most people in the industry, especially those who are newer in the industry, they don't even recognize that there's multiple different types of comp plans. So really quickly, can you give an overview of a binary so they understand what that means?
Sure. A binary is a 2-team system where you can only you can sponsor as many people as you want. Mm-hmm. So you can literally sponsor 100 people, but you can only place 2 people on your front line. And after that, everybody that you enroll or sponsor into the business gets placed under those 2 teams to build out 2 teams. Okay. That part of it is very friendly, very distributor friendly, very easy to understand for a new person. Mm-hmm. You mean all I have to do is get 2 people, and then once I've sponsored my 2, then we go, right?
Yep.
And that's true. Now, one of the disadvantages of that is it's 2 teams, and you have to put some balance and learn how to balance those 2 teams. The other thing that people struggle with is you have to activate those business centers. So you have to be active, and then the people under you have to be active before you qualify to get binary commissions. Now, the reason I said it that way is because in most binaries, you have to do that before you can get paid anything.
Oh, okay.
That's a disadvantage because new people haven't qualified their binary yet, or they don't have one on the right, one on the left, creating team volume on both. And so they go out and sell a neighbor $100 worth of products and they don't get paid because it goes in one or the other leg. So what we do is we put a first order bonus on every first order that comes to the company of 20%. So you go out, brand new distributor, you don't even have to be qualified. You don't even have to have bought anything yet. You can come in the business. You can go out, become a distributor, go out and sell products to your next door neighbor, $100 worth. You make $20, 20%. Okay. So it allows every new person to engage in the business and to get a reward for sharing products with people.
There you go. And so now understanding that, how else have you guys, so you already discussed the first order bonus. So that's one of the ways that you've made sure that new people get paid pretty much as long as they can get other people to order, right? As long as they are able to promote the products in such a way that somebody says, "Ooh, how did you lose all that weight? These caramels."
Right.
Or, "Hey, how is it that you all of a sudden have so much energy?" "Oh, I've been using this," or et cetera, right? So that ability to get paid, what are some of the other ways that you have mitigated some of the previous disadvantages to a binary system?
Well, every comp plan should have retail bonuses, a difference between retail and wholesale. If someone buys from your replicated website, that's a industry term. If people don't know that, it's your personalized website that you can send people to. If they buy at retail, you get the difference between retail and wholesale. Okay. Then there's this first order bonus, and the first order bonus pays on customers and both distributors. So if you enroll customers or you enroll distributors, it pays on both. First order bonus. Anybody you bring to the company buys something first time, you get paid. Now, besides the first order bonus, there's also something called a pack bonus. So we have some packs where somebody can come in and buy a package of products to get started as a customer or to get started in the business. If you buy that package, it also pays a $20 or a 20% first order bonus. Nope, pack bonus, right?
There we go.
So it pays a 20% pack bonus. Now, the uniqueness here is all three of these categories: retail bonus, first order bonus, fast start bonus. A new distributor can earn all those bonuses without even being qualified in the binary. So in past binary plans, people might have worked where they weren't getting paid to bring new people or new packs. They're getting paid for all of that here. So you can start to earn some money while you're starting to build your binary, which is your residual check.
Okay. So I'm just going to bring the listener. Okay, Badass Crew, I'm talking directly to you. When you're in a binary like that, usually what somebody would have to do is they would not get paid until they had someone on their left leg and their right leg. So they typically call that binary system a right leg, left leg in most companies. Some of them have some other, verbiage for it, but that's the most common one that I hear in the companies that I work with. And so it can be kind of discouraging to not get paid until you have those two people, because most people don't know yet how to recruit, how to onboard, how to get those people started. And so I love that, and I'm guessing, Colton, you were part of that, to be able to say, hey, as a new person, how am I going to make money?
Yeah, that was my exact problem with my last company I was with. I put in all this work and I didn't see any reward. So I'm very grateful to Jeff. I told him and he made solutions for my problems.
So awesome. So yeah, so now it makes sense though, because people who are coming in who are new, if people can be rewarded for the behavior, right, that's going to continue to move them forward, right, for their own benefit, then all of a sudden it's much easier to get them to continue that behavior, right? So whether it's their first order for somebody that they are bringing in as customer, the first pack or the enrollee order, to be able to be paid on everything coming in initially. Is that correct? Did I get that right, Jeff? Like,
Yep.
Basically any of the behaviors you're going to get paid on.
Right.
Y'all should be hearing angels singing right now because I am.
And the other thing I would add, and I know we're running out of time here, but the other thing I would add is I would say, so it helps to pay people up front. Then we've got the binary, which is the middle or the basis of the plan. And we did something else for new people, and we can talk more about this later, but we've got 3 different pools that are based on bringing new volume to the company. So as a new person, you could come in and get a share in a pool that's entire company volume share just by doing certain things and creating certain amounts of new volume. All right. So there's another way that new people can get paid. And then we have all kinds. So we've got the binary that pays like any other binary, only better. It's not a cycle bonus. this binary pays 20% of pay leg volume. So when I say pay leg, you have right and left. You also have power leg, pay leg, which is also right and left. So you have a power leg, and then you get paid on your pay leg. And instead of having these weird cycles where you have to get to a certain point and then it releases a bonus, we just pay on 20% of everything that's in the pay leg.
Ooh, there you go. So no, yeah, because some of my clients, coaching clients, we've had to worry about the whole cycling thing. And that's a whole different way of thinking. Whereas now it's like, look, just help your people understand how to share the product, how to share the opportunity, and you get paid.
Right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yep. And then we won't spend much time on it today, but then we have leadership bonuses. And leadership bonuses are when you're serious about building a business and you're moving into a serious commitment and you want to take your income to the next level. You want to train and mentor other people and help them be successful. We have, and people who understand the plans will know what this is. If you're new to this, don't worry about this. You'll learn it later. But we have a binary check match where everyone you personally enroll in the business, you can earn a check. Whatever they're making, you can get a match on their check at a percent. And we pay 5 levels on that. And so and then we have 2 leadership pools where you can share with people who reach a certain rank in the plan. One's kind of in the middle of the plan and one's at the top of the plan. And those bonuses will pay big leadership dollars to people, as they build a large business. So, Jenny, just to kind of cap it, you've got all these advantages for the new people. And then we've got all the benefits of the binary of building the 2 teams and getting paid unlimited on your pay leg. So a unilevel, which is another style of plan, may pay you on 3 or 4 or 6 levels or whatever. But if you have people on the 10th level, you're not getting paid. In the binary, you get paid on all the levels, but in your pay leg, right? So you've got this middle of the plan, and then we got some pools to help new people earn dollars for bringing new volume to the company, new customer volume, new pack volume. And then, then we got the leadership part of the plan at the top that fits for anybody who's building a serious business or wants to be a leader. So, we really feel like the comp plan's well-rounded and offers, and there'll be more talks with you where we get into details and versions of the plan. But I think that's a really good overview.
Yeah. And that's really the point of this, was to bring you guys on to talk about, first of all, like I said, in 260 plus interviews, I can't even remember where I am now with how many shows I've got. In over 260 interviews, I've never dug this deep into compensation plans in general, because I just haven't had a conversation with somebody who was so experienced in compensation plans. And to be able to say that I've had lots of experience in talking with you guys in the last few months about all of this, because I've had a lot of conversations with you leading up to this.
Great. Well, we're happy to be here. We've had a lot of fun getting this designed. It's currently being programmed, working with the software company to get that all happening so this can roll out shortly.
Yeah. Well, and based on when we decide to put this out, there's a really good chance that by the time somebody's hearing this, the company has officially launched or will be launching very shortly after release. So I'm just letting you guys know, FYI, you're hearing something brand new because Euphoric approached me because #1 network marketing podcast in the world. They wanted in on this.
Awesome. And the other fun or interesting part is we're launching in June, but we're in pre-launch right now. And by what pre-launch means is you sign people up to find their spot in the tree and get ahead, right? And get in as we're getting this. So we're building the tree and people are enrolling right now and getting the spot in the tree. About that, and so we want to be able to, when we launch, have, hundreds or thousands of people who are already in and ready to go.
Oh, love that. Colton, was there something you wanted to say?
Well, Jenny, thank you for letting us be on this podcast. It's an honor. And I am very happy to say, and I'm very happy to tell everyone, you are joining Euphoric.
Yep, absolutely. After all of these talks, and let me tell y'all, for the past 7 years, I've had a lot of companies talk to me about coming in and being a part of this. And after talking to Rick, after talking to Jeff, talking to Colton, and the entire team, Euphoric, I had to come on board, not only as one of the trainers in the company, but also I am a Euphoric rep. I'm going to be putting things out there because I believe in the product. I've had a great experience with it so far. Up until now, I've kept it hush-hush about me trying everything because I wanted to be able to share my story over time with my experience with the products. And so this is our first chance to announce to the world I'm part of Euphoric, and Euphoric is we're locking arms together. So thank you so much for having me part of you guys and inviting me to be a part of this, because I'm really excited to help see everybody be more successful while feeling better through this process. So being euphoric.
Well, thanks, Jenny, for having us on, and we'll have a lot more of these together. And welcome to Euphoric. We're having a great time getting this thing built and getting people like you pre-enrolled into the plan so they're ready to go. Getting some products in place so you can taste and get the benefits that are coming from these products. I mean, I've been doing this for many, many years, as I said before, in the industry. And my wife and I oftentimes joke that we've, over our marriage, we've probably taken 3 or 4 semi-loads of nutritional supplements because literally we have. And these are some of the best products that we've taken, and they deliver a benefit. They deliver results. And all you need to do is try them and you'll see the same thing.
Absolutely. So, Badass Crew, if you're curious, if you want to check this out, see what's going on, we do have a link in the show notes. So, Badass Crew, you know how to get there. Now, let's say that maybe, just maybe, this is your first time listening to the show and you're like, show notes, what is that? All you have to do is grab your phone, as long as you're not driving, click on today's episode, scroll underneath the Euphoric logo, and you will see all of our show notes there, including a link so you can learn a little bit more about Euphoric. And if you have more questions, Jeff and Colton, where would you like them to go to ask those questions about Euphoric?
I think to that link you have there, it'll direct them to you, and you have access to both of us, and as well as Rick, the founder. So, and we're happy to get on and talk to smaller groups or individuals who are looking at this or whatever.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So, Badass Crew, if you have a question about this, click on the link, or you know how to get a hold of me because my contact information is in there. Shoot me an email or a Facebook message. As you know, those of you who've already reached out to me, those are quick and easy ways to get a hold of me. So, Jeff Jordan, Colton Anson, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
Awesome. And Badass Crew, you know how this goes. Stay tuned because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.